That's a problem for Tesco. In my country, they are the biggest online grocery delivery service. They're doing very well. But they have a major challenge. And I have this challenge for you. I don't know how to solve it. But how can we deal with the challenge of the last mile? I'm talking about Deutsche Post's challenge of getting it into the letterbox. I'm talking about DHL's challenge. I'm talking about Amazon's challenge. I'm talking about, it could be Tesco's challenge or Walmart's challenge. Okay, put your hands up if you think that at least 10 different companies have delivered stuff to your house in the last 3 months. Put your hands up. If at least 10 different companies have delivered stuff to your house in the last 3 months, put your hands up. Okay, what about 5? 5 different companies. And I'm including things like the newspaper, milk. No? Not anymore. Okay. Well, that's just part of the reason. Why is it not anymore? Because it's inconvenient for you? No, because the last mile, nobody could sort out the last mile. The funny thing is we've gone backwards. I remember the days, perhaps some of you are old enough to remember the days when a milkman came to my house and actually offered to bring bread and potatoes. That used to happen here? In fact, if you were very kind, he might even bring you an egg or two. Because he had a few things on his van, and whatever he thought he could get rid of, he'd have on his van. And there would be all kinds of stuff would come with him. So he was a very good last-mile delivery system, but it's all gone. Could we do it? Could we integrate all this stuff? Could we find, by the way, this is an issue of global importance in terms of global warming. It is immoral to have 10 delivery vans coming to my house on the same day. Maybe I'm exaggerating. It's immoral to have 3. And actually, you know, it's plain stupid for another reason. I'm not at home. I work or I have a life, which means, actually it happened yesterday. Sheila and I, because we knew we were traveling, Sheila and I had a day off. But you know what? We wasted half the day hanging around at home, waiting for a courier service, who shall remain nameless, to turn up. They promised to turn up, to pick up a parcel for the US at 9:30 in the morning. Do you know what time they came? 2:30 in the afternoon. On the same day, we were waiting for other people to come and for this and that and the other delivery. And oh my goodness, what if we could sort it out? So the whole of our world comes packaged out at 2 o'clock that day, and we know it, and we booked it ahead. Could it be done? Could we fix the last mile? Could you imagine that actually local government authorities or even national governments putting pressure on distribution networks to sort out that last mile? You should have the monopoly on the last mile. Do you? No? So it's becoming more difficult. But I think it's really important. I happen to think there's a huge market opportunity here if someone could crack it open. You might say, Patrick, it can't happen yet, because as you have seen, there's not enough people in this room who are regularly having lots of different things delivered. But that's yesterday. What about tomorrow? So, and then you've got the other challenge, of course, which is the, I can't pronounce this word, Garangenvertrag. Actually, you know what? I went through the presentation with the translators because they were really worried. They wanted the presentation sent in advance. I said, don't worry, there's only pictures. And then one word we've really struggled with all morning is how to translate this word into English. Actually, it's not the other way around. I can't find the word, but the idea of having a special place which is nominated the next door neighbour or the garden shed or the rabbit hutch or the chicken box, wherever it is, that someone can leave things when you're out. Very important, absolutely vital. So, logistics. Many of my clients, this has nothing to do with you, it's not your problem. Actually, it creates more business for you, so you should be glad about it. But many of my clients despair about the cost of returns. Getting the stuff out is easy, but getting it back is a nightmare. They tell me that 50% of their margin can be wiped just by dealing with their returns, even if they're only returning 1 in 20. And that's a major hassle, actually. And so every distribution company well, you know, everybody wants it to be one-way flow. And one of the big challenges is human beings, of course. It's either that they order the wrong size or the wrong color or the wrong stock or whatever, or it's something else. And it might be someone like, actually I don't know where my friend's gone, it might be someone like this chap, yes, who's just overwhelmed and he just sent the wrong box. It's easy to do. But that, of course, is one of the big reasons for using technologies like RFID. And I'm hearing lots of mixed stories about it. You know, for years I've been saying that RFID technology is without doubt the biggest revolution in supply chain management that we've seen in the last decade, without a doubt. And it seemed to me a no-brainer that Walmart would force it on and Pentagon would force it and so on. And as you know, there's been all kinds of reactions to it in different places, but the cost savings are so monumental that for as far as I'm concerned, whatever the difficulties Walmart's had in getting their supply chain sorted with RFID, it's only a matter of time. It has to happen. Every single product, including this bottle of water. I know there are logistical challenges and technical challenges depending on the packaging of actually reading these things, but it's going to happen. Why? Because of these fantastic warehouse efficiencies, the reduction of theft to almost zero, the ability to locate every product, the ability to stop 10% of all Mach 4 razor blades disappearing in theft. 10% of the stock. It's one of the highest value thefts in the market is a box of Mach 4 razor blades, which can come in at about 20 or 30,000 euros a shot. Yes, there are technical challenges, as I say. Yes, there are counterfeiting issues. Yes, there are security issues. There are privacy issues. But, as I say, it's an unstoppable momentum as far as I'm concerned. And I know that you are passionate about this technology and you use it a lot. And I guess the big issue is breaking out from the supply chain within the manufacturing and wholesale and putting it actually onto the Philadelphia cheese or the loaf of bread. And connected with that is another revolution which you've seen here in Germany, especially with the Metro Group, as you well know, with the advent of the self-service. We're into the self-service era, which cuts cost, and barcodes are so last century. Who here has tried to do a self-service shop using barcoding? Was it an enjoyable experience? It's horrendous, ghastly. And what we really want is an end to checkout, don't we? We just want to be able to walk into Walmart and say, oh, hello, sorry, I can't stop. Bye, thanks a lot. You just hit and run. You just take what you want, sorry, wherever they go.